Hello everybody, this is Kathy, and thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Today I'm here with my first in my new series of junk journal page layouts. I was inspired by Pink Monarch Prints, who in her Etsy shop sells something called Super Simples. She now has 5 of them, and what she does is she sells digital images that make up a page layout. And then she also makes a video to make that super simple item. So it's very cool. What I decided to do today, I love the idea of a full page layout. So I decided that I would create my own and show you how I did it. And I've made a tutorial out of it. So if you're interested, stick around. Here's what I made. First, it glues onto a journal page on 3 sides. I use the paper Stamperia Time Collection. And on the front, I have a diagonal pocket with a little page to write on and a little cluster. It has a tab on the bottom. And if you open it up, I'll show you the top. It has a little flap with a little place to write. And then on the bottom, it has a cute little pocket and a couple of places to write. And this also has a tab, and you open that up. And on this side is merely just a picture and an embellishment. Then on this side, you have 2 pockets with stuff in them, here and here. And then there's a full page pocket here, and you pull the tab, and there's a place to write there. And then because we glued it on the 3 sides, there's another tab you can pull. Whoops. And there's another little card and a place to write there. So that's what I'll be showing you how to do today. If you're interested, stick around. And I'll be treating this as if it's a tutorial. So let me tell you what you need to make this project. You need a paper trimmer, scissors, glue, eyelets, 2 of them. Those are optional. You don't have to use eyelets. I just like using hard and soft items. If you want, you can use some lace for some embellishments, some small ephemera. You'll need a bone folder, and if you choose to sew it, a sewing machine, which is also optional. The one I made, this one, I did a lot on the sewing machine. I will show you how to do it with just gluing it. Okay, first of all, I made this with cardstock, except for the ephemera pieces and some of the decorating. But the base and everything, the flaps and the flips and the pockets are all out of cardstock rather than just journal paper. I'm going to show you the cuts, and I'm also going to show you what I'm talking about when I show you the cuts. So at the base, you need 1 piece 9 inches long by 4 inches high. And I have mine cut out already. So it needs to be 9 inches by 6 inches. And then you're going to score it at 4.5. So right down the middle. So it needs to be 9 inches by 6 inches. And then you're going to score it at 4.5. So right down the middle. So you make kind of a booklet. This is the base of the piece. Okay, so that's 9 by 6. Next, for the card insert that goes in the back, you need a piece that is 4 by 5, 4 inches wide by 5 inches tall. Next, for the flap, you need 4.5 inches by 6 inches. When I'm talking about the flap, I'm talking about this piece. Now, when I first made the prototype, I made it at, instead of 6 inches, I made it at 6.5 inches. That way I didn't have to glue on a separate piece. But that also cuts into your paper if you're using a 12 by 12 inch paper. So I think it's more economical paper-wise to have it be 4.5 by 6 and then cut a hinge at 1 by 4.5. Okay? So that's this piece and the hinge. Then we have a full pocket, and our full pocket is the one that's back here, and that is 4.5 by 6. We have 2 smaller pockets here, and that is 4.5 by 2, so you need 2 of those. You need some sort of embellishment over here, and it should be around 3.5 by 5 inches. This is a little bigger, but whatever you have when you decide to decorate. You need a corner pocket, and that's 4.5 inches wide by 4.25 inches tall. You need a flap, and when I talk flap, I'm talking this. And this was 1 3/4 by 6. Then you need a card that goes in the pocket. That's 5 3/4 by 4. So I'll tell you as we go through what those measurements are. Let me just let you, if you're interested in taking a screenshot of it, I'll leave it here for a moment. Okay, and I'll remind you as we go along. So the first thing that I actually didn't ask you to get is a piece of journal paper. And I like to do that. So whatever, this happens to be copper color, they call it. Most of my journals I use this or parchment color, this and tea dyed. So what I do is I make whatever I'm making, and then I just, when I'm doing my signature, I just slip it in. So first thing we're going to do is the base. And remember, the base was the large piece that was 9 by 6. And fold it right in half. If you need to score it, you're scoring it at 4.5 inches on the 9-inch side. Okay? And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little card. Oh, I didn't tell you to make some tabs. Oh, I did. 4 to 5 tabs at 1 by 2. If you have a tab maker, I have one of these, which I swear by. They make life so much easier. If you don't have it, you can just cut a piece of anything. You can cut a piece of fabric, you can cut a ticket, fold it over to be your tabs. So I'm going to take the first one and I'm going to put the tab I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to put the tab right on it right now. And I'm putting the first one down at the bottom because I know the other ones will fall into place the way I've decided to do it. Now before I glue this down, I want to make sure the writing's going the right way. I'm going to put my card aside. I want to put my flap on. So my flap is this thing. And this is my hinge. So remember my hinge, I cut out at 1 and by 4.5. So 4 inches long by 1 inch wide. And then I simply clipped the corners. So all I did was, I'm going to show you. And then I just snip the corners. I'm not worried about whether it's even or not on this one. Okay, so it came out like that. I actually think I'll use this one because it's a little better color. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take it on the back. I want about a 1/2 inch showing, okay? So I'm going to glue about halfway because it's 1 inch wide. Sorry about my dog. He's having trouble with all the rain. And I'm going to put the hinge. I want this lady to show. I'm going to put my hinge here. And I'm going to hinge it on the very back. Okay, so I'm going to take my 4.5 by 9 inch piece folded with the fold on the left hand side. I'm going to glue it to the flap. So that means I'm going to put glue on the top half. And I want to line it up pretty good, pretty well rather. And then I'm going to fold that over. Just like that. And it looks like I have to trim off a little bit. That's okay. Just like that. I'm actually straighten it up a little bit. Oops, tabs galore. Okay, so we have that done. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the well, no, I'm not going to make the corner yet. I'm going to put in the full page pocket, and that's going to go here. So I want to notch the side. Well, I like this side even better. And I'm also going to give it some ink. And I'm going to glue this on 3 sides, leaving the notch side free. Oops. I always use art glitter glue. Everybody has their favorite glue. Art glitter glue is mine. These bottles, I buy like a bunch of them from Amazon. And I want to get lined up as straight as I can. I want it still to be able to close. And there we have, let me turn this over again. There we have our full page pocket. Next thing I'm going to do is put in the half pockets, if I can find them. I think these are them. Yes. And I have 2 of them. And I'm going to notch them at the top. They're both small pockets. You could make one bigger pocket if you choose. You do you, as Tim Holtz would say. I like having an option because I already have a big pocket. Several, because I'll have the pocket in the back as well. Okay. And that's going to go here. And you don't want to put this way up at the top. You want to put it really as close to the bottom as you can. And you're going to glue it on 3 sides. Just like that. And on this side, while we're here, this is where our picture would go. And I cut this and live to be the show and gaze of the time. Okay, whatever you say. Now I'm going to back that. I didn't ask you to get this. I'm going to back it in some black just so it shows up a little better. And I want to round the corners a little bit better. And this piece here, I set a picture like 3.5 by 5. This obviously is bigger than that. It is 3.5, but it's about 5.5. So I made it a little tiny bit bigger. And that's simply because it was in the packet that comes with the paper. then around the corners of this, it fell. And glue this, ink it. I see some white showing through. I got a comment, I don't know, that was since deleted, but telling me I used too much glue. It's probably true. Although on the particular video that was said about, it was because I was gluing on cardboard. So I was overly generous, I have to admit. And I'm going to put this right here. I could have made that a pocket too, but I didn't. Pockets and pockets and more pockets. Here we're going to put a flap, and this has one that's already cut out. It's actually probably a bookmark, but I'm going to use that. Your flap was to be 4.5 by 6, and this fit it pretty well. And I'm going to glue this on this side, and I'm also going to glue it at the bottom. Just like that. Okay, this comes over, and let's I think I'm going to have to reinforce that up there. Okay. Oh, I forgot the tab. So we have a tab here. We're going to have a tab here. So let's go ahead and put that there. Right at the top. And we're going to have a card for the center. So I'm going to put a tag on that. And this card was 5 3/4 by 4. And this is going to go in the middle. And, oh, you know what I did? I did this before too. You know, I had it glued, I had it notched for the pocket. And then when I glued this pocket down, I glued it on top of it, which wasn't a smart idea. So what I'm going to do, to make it easier so I don't rip it, I'm just going to notch it again. Okay. What happened? Somehow it got glued together. There we go. And the card is going in here, but something's aloof. Something's amiss. I have to trim this. Let me see how 5 3/4. So I want you to make your card a little smaller than 5 3/4. Maybe I cut it down to 5 1/2. I'm going to round the corners on this as well. I think it looks kind of neat. And I want to put something on the back that can be used to write on. Okay. You'll be able to open that up. And this is all optional. You know, it depends on what you put in your pocket. Whoops. And I'm going to glue this. I don't think we need much more than that. Okay, now this goes in here. Okay, this will be in the back, and I'm going ahead and glue this down now. I'm gluing it on 3 sides. This is going down there. Next, I need a little tag over here. I think I'll use this music one. I want to put this down before I put down my diagonal pocket. So here, I'm putting down the pocket, and you can have yours face either way. It makes no difference. I just love this paper. I love most of Stamparia's papers. And I'm going to glue it there. There, I'm going to go up the side of it. And this is 4 1/2 by 4 1/4. Next, I'm going to add some lace up here. And I'm going to put the glue right on the paper rather than on the lace. I just seem to have better luck that way. Right here. Okay, and so far we have kind of the basics. We have a flap, we have a little flap, we have something that opens up, we have 2 pockets, we have a big full pocket, that I'm having trouble with. I think because last time I sewed it and I was, you know, it doesn't squish. And this needs more glue. Okay, now it's time to do a little embellishment. We have all the basics done. So, let's see. I have some things I cut out that I kind of liked. I don't think I'm going to use that there. I love using numbers. So I'm going to use a number. I guess I'll use it over here. I'll wrap it around a little bit. Ink it up a little bit. And something else I want to do, I want to put some eyelets in. I'm going to put 2 in. I'm going to put 1 here. And this is kind of tricky because of the lace. Especially this kind of crocheted lace. Put 1 there. Turn this around on you. And I'm going to put 1. Okay. One, 2. I want to make sure it didn't impede our pocket too much. but it won't. And there's one. And the other. Yeah, I just love the soft and the hard, especially this paper. Let's see. Let me see if I can find something interesting. Okay, that looks good. Tear that. I always do this because I don't plan it. Okay, I can do that. Ideally, I would have liked the skinny one over this big one, but that's okay. Well, it'll have to be okay, right? Yep. And let's see, a little piece of cloth, perhaps? Perhaps. I just want a little piece. Okay. Yeah, that paper's pretty. I think I have some more of it. Anyway, worry about that in a minute. Turn that up. And I have a pretty card that could go here, but it needs a tab or something. We'll put this one on there. Nah, do something more interesting. This stuff I got from Taperology. They have all sorts of stuff. It's not cheap. It's got a nice variety though, which I kind of like about it. And then it's even got some coffee dyed doilies. Some strange stuff. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Yeah, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to rip it right up and use it. Yeah, we'll put that right in there. Now on this side, we'll do some sort of collage. Kind of like this. And I'm going to glue this on 3 sides, or kind of like the bottom quarter there. Place that down. And then I'll put some goodies in it. Let's see. Plus I'll put this. Maybe I'll put this like this. And add some goodies. This is pretty. The flowers bloom in fall. It's true. They do. There's some pretty stamps. Oh, but I have this. I kind of like guest check. Can write on the back. Cut off a little bit. I'm going to trade that out. Okay. Here, I'm actually going to take this out of there. I'm going to make something else for there. Open this up. It won't fit. I'll make it a square card. That'll go in there. And I think I have another one. Can add this here. And okay, and here I'm going to make just a little tablet. So it needs to be a little smaller. And I'm going to round the corners. I am going to staple it, just right in the middle. And then I'm going to add a little cover. And maybe a little piece of this. Around the corner. I'll have to do that after. I'll have to cut it after I put it on. And maybe a little saying, perhaps. These are just words. I like this. Maybe they have it in brown. Nope. I lost it. There we go. Okay, that's going to go in here. And this is going to go here, here, and because of that eyelet, it's too big. trying to find the staple. Okay, you get the gist. This goes in here. And let's see what we have. Here's our journal page. Oh, I need a card in here. We'll plop this one for now. Open that up this way. We have a place to write. We have a couple little pocket with some couple of goodies. This opens up. I have a picture, a couple of cards, and then inside here I have a card with a space to write on the back. And back here I have a card as well with a space to write on the back. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try to make it. Here are the measurements one more time. If you have any questions, please slip them in the comment box. So sorry about my dog barking today. You all have a good one. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.